What is up, dear friends? Technical Tinkers here, checking in on our little 3D printing experiment for today. You hear that clicking sound? That can't be good, right? I'm hoping it's just a loose piece of something in there clicking and not the printer itself, because it's pretty far along in that print. Anyway, quick exposition. I own a business and I got interested in 3D printing and thought, hey, if I can prove the concept here at home, learn 3D printers, maybe I can succeed and scale it up and put it in my warehouse. I got this big warehouse. My business has nothing to do with 3D printing, and I don't know anything about or know much about 3D printing, but I'm learning more every day. So subscribe to the channel, follow along, live vicariously through me, or just call me an idiot because I make a ton of errors because this is all very new. This is just exhibition, not instructional, but it's a fun time. So what am I working on today? Well, I had to work my real job today. Bummer, right? So I didn't get a lot really done, but we had a lot of things finish up. Top section of the slide, we're making another big Glock because I sold one. If you saw yesterday's video, I got a sale. I finally sold one, shipped it out this morning. Hopefully it makes it there. UPS, don't let me down. I'm gonna need to figure out a box solution for some of these very large models because I'm gonna have to cobble together a box to fit them. I just wanna make sure I use the right boxes and make it structurally sound. So we're finishing up some of the larger pieces or the main pieces here for the Glock. The other printers are quiet. Let's see what else I got. Super ultra big thanks to all the new subscribers coming in and everybody watching, because when you watch, other people notice. Other people being manufacturers, companies, they send me free things. So I like free things. So taking a look at this, don't worry, they didn't give me any money for this. They only gave me 2 boxes of filament. But I said, yeah, I'll take a look at it. So this is from Ujoy Bio, link in the description below if you want to send them some love. I'm gonna take a look at this here filament. They sent me a copper PLA, and I've been loving the coppers lately. So this bad boy, this is their Hyper PLA Black. I guess it's fast. Let's see, it says printing speed up to 500 millimeters per second, printed at 220, bed 60. So it's black, high speed PLA. What should I print with this? Let me know in the comments below. Filament is, I mean, I could run through and test it. It's probably gonna perform like every other filament. All right, and so I was kind of thinking about what I can do with this Ujoy Bio filament, because it's not, I mean, it's free filament, so it's not that I don't care if it gets messed up, but it kind of gives me some opportunity to kind of like play with things. So the D20 cubes, I haven't talked about those in a while. I've only done them on the Soval and the Cobra because I want them to get real big. So I was like, well, maybe what if I run it on the A1 because it's just a better printer? Maybe I can get some better results. So I'm gonna try to print the biggest D20 that I can on the A1 using this Ujoy Bio 3D printer filament, link in the description below, and we'll see how it comes out, hopefully tomorrow morning. And like I said, haven't had a lot of time to look at the 3D scanner or really anything else because I got pulled away to do real work today. So I'm gonna check in on this later, and I'm gonna kick it over to my future self tomorrow morning to see how it all worked out. All right, and it is the next morning. Let's see what came out. So again, I had to work my real job yesterday, so I'm a little light on stuff that happened, but got the back section of the slide. The top came out less than desirable because normally I print it like this, but I get a little nervous with the Cobras going like towards their maximum height. So I was like, well, I can fit it flat and I can get like a cleaner bottom that, you know, fits onto the rest of the model. But I knew the top layer might have some issue. So I'm not sure why the bubbling. That's 10 top layers, 10. So if anyone knows why it kind of bubbles up like that, is it too much heat? I'm waiting for someone to say the filament's wet, but I don't know how to get around that. Like, do I just get in a giant load of filament and then dry 20 kilos and then print it? I mean, is that just how it's done? I just don't want to believe that, because like there are other, you know, operators out there that are printing a lot of filament and maybe they don't have these issues, and I'm thinking it's probably just a setting. So, you know, I don't know if it's like an error lower in the layers and then it just telegraphs up as it goes. Too hot, too slow, I don't know. Let me know if you have a suggestion on that. This one, this is the main part of the grip, the most complex part of the model. And so it got about halfway up and I'm like, you know what? Let's not take any chances. I put it in stable mode, which dropped it down. So I'm thinking this thing's running like 30 millimeters per second, really, really slow, but it's fine. I got the time for it. So I wanted to complete and go the distance. And our promo filament that we got from Ujoy Bio, thank you again for that. No, as you can see, it did not work out, and I'm not blaming this on the filament because my thinking is that with this D20, I always place them, I don't even have an example to show you, I always place them on a flat part of the D20, but when you do that, it limits your horizontal distance that you can do it, because the tips of the cube kind of go out to the side. And so if you tilt it up and print it on an apex like that, you can get the maximum size, because it's, you know, like maximum width, maximum height. And so I guess by doing that, because it's up on the apex, it's like a little unsteady because it's kind of weeble wobbling on that apex. Now I painted on some additional supports to compensate for that. I tried it and it was kind of a little uneasy still, so I stopped and restarted, and I was like, all right, just, you know, spray and pray, right? Came out, you know, a few hours ago when I woke up, and it was kind of like this, real layer shifty, real bad. So kind of canceled on that. I'm going to probably make sure that things are all right with the printer, because I'm not sure this should have caused a layer shift, really. So I don't know what happened through the course of things, but that's a dud. We're going to try it again. It's just the nature of D20s, because like when, you know, I see other people printing them, they do always kind of mention that they're a bit more problematic, and it's just maybe because it seems like a simple model. You know, there are much more complex models that are printed, but maybe it's just, you know, through the nature of it, the size, or maybe it's just cursed by the D20 gods or something. So I'm going to try to get another one started on there. Still got plenty of that filament left, and that's where we are with that. All right, and so some other things I wanted to work on today. You can see I got the Revo point right there. Got to plug it in. You know, as I was talking about yesterday, yeah, I've had some, you know, poor luck with USB extenders, because the USB extenders that I need are like 20 feet long. And so oftentimes there's just some issue of attenuation or whatever. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But tried getting it set up on this system here. Didn't really work out. Some people were saying that the scanners aren't really resource intensive, or they don't eat up a ton of traffic on the USB rail. The current system I have is a USB 4, so it's an Asus X670E ProArt. So hopefully it has the bandwidth available for it, because I got a million different things plugged in. So I'm going to try getting that set up on my main system, and hopefully I can 3D scan something today. Additionally, with this, I haven't listed the lamp yet. I'm going to list that today. But a lot of people seem interested in it, and I think maybe if I price it correctly, maybe there'll be some sales there. And I didn't want to set, because I only have two. I didn't want to sell out immediately. And again, I feel like I'm putting my cart ahead of the horse here on this. I'm like, oh my God, 5 people said the lamp was cool. I'm going to sell 1 million lamps. I need to buy a bunch of lamps. You know, I don't want to come off that way, and I feel that way, honestly. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple more lamps just to have them, because I have some other ideas for lamps. Mainly adopting sort of the concept from M3. He does a lot of headphone heads. People put their headphones on it. I mean, personally, I don't know how that would work, because you go to get your headphones off, the whole model's going to come, because they don't weigh a lot. But I was thinking heads of popular people maybe would look good on a lamp. So I'm gonna maybe try some experiments there. Maybe kind of go in a little different direction. Maybe some more classical figures, or maybe some like horror models. I was thinking like Pinhead from Hellraiser might look cool on a lamp, and that'd be a kind of a complex model to print. I did get another couple of these black lamps here. Additionally, I got sort of this different style of lamp with not a shade on it, but kind of this points down. And so have some ideas there. And also a super duper cheap, but simple. Honestly, it's pretty hard to find very simple lamps. I guess people want ornate lamps. You know, I was really just looking for that classic lamp that you get at Walmart that costs $10, that has that just bowl thing on top. Surprisingly hard to find that. I did find one. It was like $40. I'm not paying that. So I found this pretty simple lamp here. It just goes up and down. And I thought this would be good for the Little Boy atomic device, because this measures, this is like a floor lamp. I mean, it's obviously condensed down into a small package, but it does go up. I guess it doesn't have measurements on it. So my idea being is to put a Little Boy atomic device in the lamp. And actually, my wife had a pretty good idea. I wish she would stop watching my videos. You tell me how good they are, and you make me feel weird. Don't stop watching. She did have a pretty good idea of having the Little Boy atomic device on the lamp, and then instead of a shade a mushroom cloud. And I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant. But I have to find a mushroom cloud model, hope it's fair use, and or try to make it myself. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. But I did also get 4 Etsy pictures, because we all know that Etsy pictures are the way that things sell. Oh God, I hope I don't break this. This is a lot bigger. This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I was like, okay, I need a lamp, and I need like a, you know, kind of a sexy bulb to go in it, because I want it to look good on Etsy pictures. And so I was looking at Edison bulbs, you know, kind of basic farm chic from 10 years ago. But I want a different one, a unique one, a big one. So on my $10 lamp, I got a $50 bulb, and it's quite large. It's quite large. Uh-oh, that's not a good sound. It looks intact. Why is it squeaking when I move it slightly? The filament looks intact. And I mean, that's a big bulb. I'm almost afraid to plug this in. This looks like it's gonna explode. Seems okay, but anyway, you know, for the sake of Etsy pictures, that's crazy how they ship this plastic thing inside of a box. How I made it here, I don't know. I guess it's pretty thick, but anyway, having good pictures is the name of the game. Good marketing, because you know, you can have a 1-for-1 product, and that's kind of been my plan with a lot of the functional prints that I hopefully one day am able to come up with, because people are like, you're destroying your brand. This is your brand. This is what you're doing. This is how you start a business, printing giant guns and sexy cyborgs. I'm like, dude, I'm just screwing around. Are you here for the ride? Did you not get the exposition in the beginning of the video? It's certainly not where I want my brand to be, but I don't know where my brand is. Ultimately, I don't care, because if I sell 10,000 lamps a day, then yeah, that's my brand, sure. I'd certainly like functional prints, but you know, coming up with the ideas for that, how do you do that? To walk around, open cabinet doors and be like, how can I overcomplicate this cabinet door with a 3D print thing that people, and then convince people that they need it. It's just very difficult. I don't know, if you print functional things to sell on Etsy, I don't want you to give me your ideas, but maybe throw me a bone and let me know how you come up with the idea, like what your thought process is. If you're just walking around looking for problems for your solutions, then let me know, because that seems to be the only way to go about it, other than being really knee deep in a certain area, like for example, the RC cars. Like if you're very familiar with RC cars, then you could probably come up with ideas a lot easier, but I'm not really into any area. Like the RC cars I'm into, but I'm not into as like a hobby. I'm not trying to tune and optimize them. So still hope to work on that RC car, but man, it's just a bear, because it's like, I feel like I maybe need to kind of learn some other things first before I'm able to take a stab at it. But still obviously trying to keep my eye on it. Got the 3D scanner now, so maybe through that additional tools and just experience, I'll be able to come up with something. So I don't know, you guys' suggestions help immensely and kind of steer me and tune me into differing directions. So that's the 3D update for today. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, because it's a nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm the Technicals. See you next time.